Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Beth and this is the eighth and final, I don't know what that was, but eighth and final, eighth and final S'mores and Mayhem reading vlog. So we are in the last 10 hours, less than 10 hours of the S'mores and Mayhem readathon. That was our summer middle grade readathon put on by the lovely Akos, who I adore. And if you don't know about her, you should go follow her. I will link her down below. If you haven't been watching my vlogs, then I don't know what you're doing with your life. But I'm going to do a quick recap of the books I've read this week so that if you haven't been keeping up, now you'll know. Keep in mind that I have not done any full reviews on these, just kind of chatted about them in my vlogs. So if you would like to see a full review on any of the books I mentioned, please let me know down below and I will get that taken care of for you. So first is not a S'mores and Mayhem read, but it is something I A, finished this week, and B, was reading with Akos and with Elizabeth from Lizzie Faye Reads Books, who also participated in the readathon this week, and that is The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. We had a large group of us that read this together, and I enjoyed it a lot. And that's all I'm going to say about it because I know some of them haven't completed the book yet. So, moving on. The first book I completed was the Babysitters Club Super Special #1, Babysitters on Board, where the group of babysitters goes on a cruise. It's a short, 3-day cruise in the Bahamas, and then they go to Florida and they get to go to Disney World or Disneyland, whichever one it is. Disney World is in Florida. I know. I only lived in Florida 3 months. Give me a break. They get to go there, and there is sweet little romances and a stowaway and just all sorts of interesting things that happened. I've always adored the Babysitters Club, so it was a lot of fun rereading. The next book I completed was Deep and Dark and Dangerous by Mary Downing Hahn. This is a middle grade thriller paranormal type deal. And basically, this girl goes to the lake with her aunt and her little cousin, and she is supposed to be babysitting her cousin for the summer while her aunt does artwork. And this is an old summer house that her mom and aunt used to go to when they were children. But something major happened when they were younger, and they quit going to the lake house when they were just reaching their teenage years. So the family still owned it, and her aunt fixes it up, and they go down there, and a lot of strange things start happening. A strange girl shows up, and it was a pretty good read. So I definitely recommend that one as well. And then I've got High Wizardry, which is the third in the Young Wizard series by Diane Duane. And it is not my favorite, but it is also the last one that I remember reading. So I didn't remember a whole bunch about this one. And I don't like the person who is the main character in this. Well, I don't dislike her. It's just, she's meh. She's not one of my favorite people. I think she's a brat. And so it was difficult to really get into it, but there was a lot of good in this book as well, and I enjoyed reading it. And somewhere between finishing High Wizardry and Deep and Dark and Dangerous, I listened to Escape from Mr. Limoncello's Library by Chris Grabenstein on the audiobook from Overdrive. A, I absolutely adored the story, and B, if you can get it on the audiobook, I really hope that you do and you listen to it. I'm currently now going to be on the lookout to find that book and bring it into my home library as well. And hopefully, if I get a teaching job, I'll be putting a copy in my classroom. And probably I will own at least 2 copies so that I have a copy for my shelves at home as well as my classroom library because I enjoyed it that much. I have now borrowed the second book, which is Mr. Limoncello's Library Olympics. I've borrowed that from Overdrive, and it takes place around Christmas time, so that's not a summer read for this readathon, but I just enjoyed it so much that I really wanted to continue on with the next book. And I also put Chris Grabenstein's third book, which is The Island of Dr. Libris. I don't know if it's a third book or if it came out in between or what, but I've put it on hold for Overdrive as well because I just enjoy the way he tells the story. And Jesse Bernstein, I believe is the guy's name, who is narrating, and he's just absolutely hilarious. He's very good at what he does. So yeah, do that. And then finally, I finished Wish in a Bottle by Morna McLeod. This is a Scholastic Apple paperback from the late 90s, and it's only 130 pages. It's very simply written. It's on the lower end of middle grade. Middle grade books are meant for 8 to 13-year-olds, and this is definitely one of them, meant for the 8 to 10 crowd instead of the 11 to 13. But I very much enjoyed it. It was fun to kind of go back to a simpler style. That being said, I have 2 books left on my original TBR because the Westing game turned out to not take place completely in summer. It starts in summer, but then it's taking place in winter, so I had to put that aside. So what I have left is The Girl Who Circumnavigated Fairyland in a Ship of Her Own Making by Catherine M. Valente, and E.L. Konisberg's The Outcast of 19 Schuler Place. And I don't know which one I'm going to be reading for the rest of the day, but I will get back to you in just a minute and let you know what I read and how I feel about it so far. So I decided to start with Fairyland because I've heard so many good things about it. Hold on, my hair is all chopped off. I like my hair. I don't want it to be all chopped off. Okay. Anyway, I have heard a lot of good things about this, a couple of not so great things, but mostly really good things. And I thought I'll start Fairyland. It's got a dragon on the cover, what could be better than that, right? And I need to know. I need to know. Because I read the first page and I went, eh? I'm not sure what I need to know, but I need to know. Let me read this to you. Because she had been born in May, and because she had a mole on her left cheek, and because her feet were very large and ungainly, the green wind took pity on her and flew to her window one evening just after her 12th birthday. I don't get it. And I realize this is page 1, so obviously I'm going to sign off and go continue reading, and I'll tell you how much further I got. But I read the whole first page, and it's like she's not happy with her tea set and her very sweet little dog that she plays with every day. And she's got big feet, and so this wind dressed all in green came to pick her up. Okay. All right. She's 12. She ain't gonna be happy anywhere you put her. She's 12. Okay, it's 6 o'clock on the 8th. I've been working on this book for a couple of hours. And when I say working on it, I mean procrastinating as heavily as I can. I've reached page 13. I don't know what's going on. This is the typical kind of book that I love. I adore getting into middle grade books. And this, it's a middle grade fantasy. I should be ecstatic. And the writing style is, something that I would typically love, but it doesn't feel like something I want to read right now. And I'm having to force myself to pick it up. And it could be that it just doesn't, I already don't like September. I don't like the protagonist, and I don't know why. Her favorite color is orange. My favorite color is orange. I should feel a kinship with her. That being said, the first line on the second page is, "You seem an ill-tempered and irascible enough child," said the green wind. "How would you like to come away with me and ride upon the leopard of little breezes and be delivered to the great sea which borders Fairyland?" Blah, blah, blah. "Oh, yes," breathed September, who disapproved deeply of pink and yellow teacups and small and amiable dogs. See, she is an irascible child. I don't know what's going on, but I am not pleased. I give up. We have 40 minutes left before it's midnight, and the S'mores and Mayhem readathon is officially over, and I have barely finished chapter 2. I don't like September. I'm sure that if I continue, I will really enjoy this book. I'm sure I've been told most people just love the book. This kid needs a beating. I just want to I've read 2 chapters, like, she's spoken maybe twice. Just the feel I get off of her, I just wanna so I'm gonna put this book away now, far away, and possibly pick it back up later when I'm in a different frame of mind. I may go ahead and pick up the Westinghouse and see if I can finish it tonight, but what's most likely going to happen is that I'm going to go to bed and, neither of these is going to get finished. So what I've read is what I've read. What have you read this week? Let me know down below.